Let's go.
I'm your host, sabrinasalvati. I'm your host, sabrinasalvati. I'm your host, sabrinasalvati.
All right. Happy Friday, guys. We made it to the weekend. I hope you are ready for Christmas this weekend. I still have a couple more things to do. I had to run errands, throughout the week, but I still have a couple more things that I have to get done, but I'll get it done. Welcome to Sabs podcast. I'm your host, Sabrina Salvati. If you are new, I want to let you know that Sabs podcast is a part of Revolutionary Blackout Network. You can catch me there on Tuesday, Thursday, and Fridays. And you can catch me here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Quick shout out to everyone watching on YouTube, Rockfin, and Twitter. And I want to give quick shout outs to people in the chat. We have a good show tonight, you guys. Really fun show. We're going to do something a little bit different tonight. We're going to do a case study. I hope you're prepped for that. But let's go ahead and get into it. Shout out to CBC Voters says, happy Friday, Sabby Sabs. Hit that like button. Go ahead and smash it. Give it a hawk smash for me. What's going on? Jennifer sends a smiley face. Shout out to Anne. Happy Sabby and friends. Happy Festivus from Fall River, Massachusetts. Welcome. Fellow comrade here. What's going on? Red Rebel says, get drunk alone. Oh, God. The opinions of Red Rebel is not reflected by this podcast. A little disclaimer there. Shout out to Angela, who's a Sabby member, says, Festivus greetings from the frozen heartland. Hoping all are enjoying the holiday weekend. What's going on? Hannah G says, my favorite Friday show. Shout out to Sean. Your love to RBN and the RBN community. Shout out to Bling Girl says, peace and love. What's going on? Yepek says, happy holidays, everyone. Greetings, Mastermind Hour. Almost kind of sounds like a trivia night or something. Mastermind Hour says, hello, fam. What's going on? Vladimir, happy Pagan Dead Tree Interior Decorating Day. Is that Cookie Monster? I think that is Cookie Monster. What's going on? Cool Blue says, shout out from the Metro Detroit area where the temperature is nearly 0 degrees Fahrenheit and feels nearly -20 below. Hey, we're getting a cold freeze coming this way too. Supposed to hit sometime late tonight. What's going on? Emoji says, baby shortage. That is a bit anthropocentric. Can't wait to get in that story. Deneen says, I'm not ready. Shout out to Norman. LOL. Pagan Dead Tree Interior Decorating Day. What's going on? Eric, who's a Sabby member, says, happy Christmas Eve. Shout out to Bill, says, communism is not anthropocentric. It is about altering our material reality through development. What's going on? Vegan Goddess. Merry Christmas. Happy Festivus. Whatever your choice. Greetings, Notori says, hi, everyone. Shout out to Old Man Barker says, Greetings, Betsy with 2 E's. Happy holiday, Sabby Sabs and Sabby fam. Still thinking about last night's awesome show and call in. It may be cold and windy, but I'm feeling warm in this community. That's really sweet. Yes, heck of a windstorm we had here. Last night and earlier this morning, it's still kind of windy where I am, but the wind blew things that I didn't think could be blown. That didn't sound right. A shout out to Garble, who is a Sabby member, says, super fresh. Greetings, Damon says positive vibes to all in the chat. SoCal, Southern California's in the house. What's going on? Roger Meadows says, make sure to read the red in issue number 2 and issue number 4. Okay, thank you for that reminder. Shout out to Yonina. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Pro Movement sends a square box. I don't know what that means, but what is up? Greetings, Jay. Happy Friday, Sabby and chat. What's going on? Pechek? Why do I always say this wrong? Pechico. I always want to say Patron. I don't even drink Patron. Says happy Sabby or hey Sabby and everyone. Okay. Let's give a quick shout out to everyone who is a Sabby patron. You guys are doing the damn thing, keeping the lights on around here. If you're interested in being a Sabby patron, I have 5 categories: members, Sabbies, Sabsters, Sabinators, and of course, the ultimate. All of their names are listed here. You can also see their names scrolling across the bottom of the screen. You guys are all stars in my book, and I want to give a special shout out to a new Sabby patron. Let's give it up for Amala. She is a new B. Okay, we have a good show tonight. Let's go ahead and get into it. I hope you're ready. Because it's the final countdown. Let me go ahead and share my thumbnail. It's the final countdown. Tonight, we are discussing Russell Brand, big warning, baby shortages. Oh, this is going to be a creepy story here. It's going to creep you out, but you need to know about it. You need to know what the oligarchs are planning. I'm also going to discuss left indie media case study. Pay attention to the channels that are featured here. We have Bad Faith. We have Jamal Thomas, Progressive Soapbox, Status Coup. We have Secular Talk, The Katie Halper Show, and Majority Report. And there is a reason why I chose those channels in particular. We are going to do a mini case study tonight, and I'm going to show you exactly how YouTube has been suppressing left independent media. Notice it's left indie media because right indie media is not experiencing the same type of suppression. We're going to get into that. I'm also going to discuss Mark Cuban steps up. What is that all about? And last but not least, I'm going to discuss Arkansas ballot initiatives. That's right. We've already done Arizona. We are moving on to Arkansas. Bill Clinton state. Okay, let's go ahead and get into our first story here, which is Arkansas ballot initiatives. So I told you guys we're going to be going through all of these states each night that I'm live. And then what I plan to do is to clip all of these, make a separate playlist on my channel. So when people want to know how BIs work in certain states and they want to know what passed, they can just click on that playlist and they can see all of the states that have accomplished this year. Arkansas is in the damn house. Now, every state has a different process. For Arkansas, citizens of Arkansas may initiate legislation and amendments through the process of direct initiative. Now, this means that successful petitions bypass the Arkansas legislature and go directly on the ballot for voters to vote on. So when we eventually get to Massachusetts, you'll see this. Massachusetts is one of the more difficult states to accomplish ballot initiatives, but we still accomplish them. We don't always get all of them, but we've been doing pretty well considering it's more difficult for our state. It's easier for Arkansas because they are a direct initiative. They can bypass the legislature and just get it right on the ballot. That is important for people to know. Citizens of Arkansas may initiate legislation as either a state statute, aka law or constitutional amendment. In Arkansas, citizens also have the power to repeal legislation via veto referendum. The Arkansas state legislature, like the other 49 states, may place their own measures on the ballot as a legislatively referred constitutional amendment, but also, unlike most states, they can place legislatively referred state statutes on the ballot to allow voters to participate in approving their laws the legislature wishes to pass as well. Now, how many signatures do they need? Initiated constitutional amendment signatures equal to at least 10% of the total number of votes cast for the office of governor in the last gubernatorial election are required. Initiated state statute signatures equal to at least 8% of this total are required. Veto referendums signatures equal to at least 6% of this total is required. Now, let's see what they passed or what they did not pass this year in Arkansas. The first one is Arkansas Issue 1, legislative authority to call a special session amendment. This one did not pass, and the voting percentage was 60.86%. A yes vote for this. The initiative amendment was put forth by the legislator, not the voters, so the voters can ratify via the legislatively referred constitutional amendment, where a yes vote supported allowing the state legislature to call itself into extraordinary sessions. A joint proclamation from the Speaker of the House and the Senate President pro tempore. B, upon a proclamation signed by 2/3 of the members in each chamber. I really need to make this bigger. Sorry. It's just the words are so small. Okay. Going into the election, Arkansas was one of 14 states where only the governor can call a special session. In the other 36 states, special sessions could be called by the governor or the state legislature itself. Special sessions could be called by state legislatures upon a majority or supermajority vote. However, in 3 states, no vote of the legislature was required, and a special session could be called by a proclamation of the presiding officers. In 10 states, a simple majority, 50% plus 1, is required. In 17 states, a 2/3, which is 66.67% supermajority votes, was required. 5 states require a 3/5, 60% supermajority vote. 1 state, Missouri, required approval from 3/4 of the legislature. So that did not pass there. The next initiative, this one also failed by 59.14%. More below, keep scrolling. Yeah. By 59.14%. Arkansas Issue 2, 60% supermajority vote required for constitutional amendments and ballot initiative measure. Let me tell you what this means really quick. There's a couple of states that have been trying to do this. They're trying to make it a little bit more difficult for you to pass ballot initiatives. So what they are doing, and South Dakota tried to do this too. What they have been trying to do is they've been trying to make it where you need to actually get 60% of the vote in order for the BI to pass. Now, why is that a problem? Because if you have 52% that voted for it, that is the majority of the votes. They are trying to make it more difficult. So now they're trying to say you need at least 60% of the votes in order for it to pass. This failed. A yes vote supported requiring 60% supermajority vote of approval from voters to adopt constitutional amendments. So I'm glad that this did not pass, as you can see. So that means they don't have to reach that 60%. That's important. Now, this is something that Roger Meadows put here in red. Look closer. The legislature said 60% for ratification of the amendments they put before the voters. 60% for voters to ratify for amendment voters placed on the ballot. 60% for voters to pass laws that voters place on the ballot using the initiative process. However, notice they left out 60% for both chambers of the legislature to pass laws using traditional process where voters are not involved. Theirs would still be left at 50%. You see what they're trying to do here? So they're telling you for the legislature, we don't have to get to 60%. If we have 51%, our things are going to pass. But for the voters, you guys got to get to 60%. Pay close attention to things like that. So this didn't pass. That is a good thing. Moving on. This amendment, this ballot initiative also failed. It failed by 50.43%. Arkansas issue number 3, government burden of free exercise of religion amendment. Okay, this measure was defeated. The initiative amendment was put forth by the legislature, not the voters, but legislator asking for voters to ratify the amendment. This measure would have allowed a person to cite this amendment as a claim or defense in judicial, administrative, or other proceeding to obtain relief against the government. The amendment would have been named the Arkansas Religious Freedom Amendment in the state constitution. The constitutional amendment would have stated that the purpose of the amendment was to guarantee that the freedom of religion is not burdened by the state and local law, and provide a claim or defense to persons whose religious freedom is burdened by the government. Again, that one did not pass. And there is one more. This one also failed. Arkansas issue number 4, marijuana legalization. I think you guys pretty much know what this one is about. Now, it failed by 56.28%. Arkansas was one of the states that did not choose to legalize marijuana. Isn't it crazy considering it's 2022 and people are still arguing over this? Guys, it's a plant. Come on. Okay, this measure was defeated. The initiative amendment was put forth by the voters for voter ratification to their amendment. The measure would have legalized marijuana for individuals 21 years of age or older, and would have authorized the commercial sale of marijuana with sales to be taxed at 10%. This is absolutely foolish because I have to tell you, I live in a state where we did legalize marijuana. It brings in money to the state because you tax it. So the state gets more money. So they're just, I mean, come on. Arizona is one of the poorest states in this country. So they just killed a way for their state to make more money because ethics or some shit. I don't know. Let's go on. Of the tax revenue, 15% would have been used to fund an annual stipend to an all full-time law enforcement officers certified by the Commission on Law Enforcement Standards and Training that are in good standing. Adults could have possessed up to 1 ounce of marijuana. Under the amendment, businesses that have already held licenses under the state's medical marijuana program would have been authorized to sell marijuana at their existing locations and could have established 1 additional location for commercial sale only. An additional 40 licenses would have been given to businesses chosen by a lottery. You guys see, like you really killed this option to bring in more money to the state. And you're still criminalizing people over a plant. Greg Bruce says, gateway devil herb, right? You know, it's going to be harder to pass recreational marijuana in some of the, I used to call them the Bible Belt states, but it's true. It's going to be harder to pass in those states. And some people will say because of religious reasons. I've lived in those states, I know. But even Virginia passed it. And do you know how Virginia passed it? You guys know? There was a guy named Lee Carter. Lee Carter is a socialist, proudly claims to be a socialist, never claimed to be anything else when he was running for office. He ran for the Virginia House. He won as a socialist. I've interviewed him on the show. You should check out that interview. That was Lee Carter's bill. Lee Carter was the one that brought forth legalizing marijuana in Virginia. Now, there were certain things in that bill that he had that they actually removed. And one of them was to release all of the prisoners that were in jail for marijuana. They took that part out, of course. But for those of you who live in Virginia, that is who you have to thank for that. Lee Carter. See what you can do sometimes on the local level. And then I think there was one more. Okay, that was the end of that one. Yeah. So that's Arkansas. What's that, Roger? It was a fund the police provision, Sab, a big gotcha. That's a good point, too. So that could have also been another reason why some people voted against it, because they were going to try to give like 15% to the police. But they did that on purpose. They put that in there so that people who have issues with law enforcement would vote against it and they wouldn't have legalized marijuana in that state. You see how people try to do sneaky things? They try to be sneaky with that. I know for Massachusetts, that is not the way that it worked. So that is Arkansas ballot initiatives. All right, Arkansas. Let me go to some of the comments here and we will go to our next story. Mark says, found Sabby Sabs recently and has become one of my faves. Thank you so much, Mark. I'm curious, how did you find me? Because we're going to talk about suppression tonight, so I'm curious. Betsy says, happy Festivus, everyone. Who else wants to air some grievances against the neo-libs? Shout out to JB Font, my comrade from RBN, says, good morning, everyone. I think JB woke up. CE says, wish Lee Carter could have been our governor. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I interviewed him when he was running for governor. But Lee was pretty based. He had a lot of good ideas, you know. I wonder what he's up to now. I should reach back out. Curious to hear what he's been up to. Jennifer said, I found you from RBN and not sure how I found RBN. Interesting. Yeah, I should do one of those polls sometime where you guys can tell me how you found me. I used to keep tabs on that because I was curious how, because I don't usually come up for the most part. Anywho, let's go ahead and move on to the second story tonight. A little bit of good news. So if you're tired of hearing bad news, here's a little bit of good news. Now, I have my issues with Mark Cuban. I think it's ridiculous that he has so much money he could just buy a town in Texas and he has no idea what he wants to do with it, but he just bought one just because he could. I covered that story last year. But every now and then, Mark Cuban will do something good. Let's see what Mark is up to now. If you are passionate about healthcare in this country, this story is for you. So Mark Cuban, you know, we've complained a lot about the prices of prescription drugs. This is from the Good News Network. Now, I do want to tell you guys, if you ever get tired of hearing bad news, you should check out this site here called Good News Network. It's just nothing but good news. There's nothing bad on here. Nothing bad on here. I saw something about Rumble. What was that? Someone said you should stream on Rumble too and start migrating viewers over there. Lee Camp doubled his view. I am on Rumble. All my links are, I'll show you guys later where all my links are. They're under each video. I don't stream on Rumble because they charge you to stream. It's not like YouTube or Rockfin where it's free and I just pay for my streaming platform. Rumble actually charges you. That's why I don't live stream. What I'll do is just sync my videos over so they'll be over there. But if you're on Rumble and you're not watching YouTube, you won't see it live. You'll see it after the fact. Yeah. So what is Mr. Billionaire Mark Cuban up to this time around? Billionaire Mark Cuban opens an online pharmacy to provide affordable generic drugs. I kid you not. This is actually an older story, but I never covered it. And I wanted to give you guys some good news. Mark Cuban has officially launched his newest venture, the online pharmacy called Cost Plus Drugs. Now, don't get me wrong. There's something in this for Mark too. Mark's still making money. Okay. Good News Network previously reported on Cuban support for Texas radiologist Dr. Alex O, who started a public benefit company to provide cheap pharmaceutical drugs. The launch comes just weeks after the company's pharmacy benefit manager operation was established. Both are efforts in the pursuit to help shield consumers from inflated drug prices. I'm going to make this a little bit larger. Yeah, I like that. According to a September 2021 Gallup poll, 18 million Americans were recently unable to pay for at least one prescription medication for their household due to ever rising cost. And 1 in 10 Americans have skipped doses to save money. This is something we've heard a lot from people who have to use insulin. I know people that have been rationing their insulin because of the cost. That's dangerous too, by the way, especially depending on how developed your case of diabetes can be. That can be dangerous. It goes on to say the pharmacy's launch represents the first milestone in bringing affordable medications to millions. Notable medications that epitomize the pharmacy savings include imatinib, a leukemia treatment that has a retail price of $9,657 per month, but with MCC PDC costs $47 a month. Guys, look at this. Do you see how the pharma industry is just ripping off the American people? A leukemia treatment, retail price of over $9,000 per month. Most of us don't even make $9,000 per month. But now, through the MCC PDC, you can get that same prescription drug treatment for $47 a month. That is a huge difference. Huge difference. Mesalamine and ulcerative. I think I'm saying that correctly. Ulcerative, yeah. Mesalamine and ulcerative colitis treatment that retails at $940 per month comes in at just $32.40 per month with MCC PDC. Again, comparison, $940 to $32.40 per month. The gout treatment, colchicine, retails at $182 per month. The lowest price with a common voucher is $32 per month. And with MCC PDC, it costs just $8.70 per month. This is a huge difference. Consumer pricing. We will do whatever it takes to get affordable pharmaceuticals to patients. Now, that's coming from Alex, who is the CEO of Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drug. So that is the MCCPD. The markup on the potentially life-saving drugs that people depend on is a problem that can't be ignored. It is imperative that we take action and help expand access to these medications for those who need them most. Now, see, this is something where you would expect our federal government to come in and take this on, right? Now, they did pass a couple provisions to cut the cost of prescription drugs for people who are on Medicare. But if you're not on Medicare, then that doesn't apply to you. So here you have people like Mark Cuban that are deciding, let's see how we can help. Since the government's not going to do it, what can we do? Again, like I said, this is still making money for Mark Cuban. It's not like he's doing this for free and not benefiting from it. But it is really sad that prescription drugs in this country are even that price to begin with. How did we even get here? So Big Pharma has been a huge, huge disappointment, and they have they've tried to monopolize this in so many ways. But now you have other people that are stepping in that are like, let's try to get this cheaper for people. As a registered pharmaceutical wholesaler, MCC PDC can bypass inflated markups. The pharmacy's prices reflect actual manufacturer prices plus a flat 15% margin and pharmacist fee. Because the company refuses to pay spread prices to third-party PBM administrators in order to be allowed to process insurance claims, the online pharmacy will be a cash pay venture. However, its model means patients can immediately purchase a broad array of medications at prices often less than what most insurance plans' deductible and copay requirements would total. That's huge too. Some people have these insurance plans that you have to actually reach a certain amount of your deductible before the insurance company will pay anything. These deductibles sometimes can be anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to $5,000. I've been on some of these plans. How many times you got to go to the doctor to reach that $5,000 deductible? That's crazy. So you got to pay out of your pocket until it hits 5,000, and then the insurance company will come in and pay. And so when people try to say that Medicare for all would be a bad idea because the government would control it, tell that to the people who have insurance and have those high deductibles, and they have to pay $5,000 before the insurance company will even pay anything. Tell that to those people, and tell that to the people who don't have health insurance. Not everyone has Blue Cross Blue Shield. And I say this because they tend to pay more than most. Not everyone has TRICARE. And I say that because as someone who was from a military family, that's what we were on, is TRICARE. TRICARE will cover almost everything. And you shouldn't have to be a part of the military industrial complex to get that same benefit. Now it goes on to say in November 2021, MCC PDC entered the PBM, all these abbreviations, God, PBM industry to serve companies providing prescription coverage in their employee benefit plans. They have pledged to be radically transparent in its own negotiations with drug companies as a PBM, revealing the true cost it pays for drugs and eliminating spread pricing and misaligned rebate initiatives. Let's talk about revealing the true cost. I used to work for a company called Biogen. It's a pharma company. The department that I worked in, they were known for MS drugs. So people who have multiple sclerosis. During that time, they released a drug called Tecfidera. It was breakthrough. It was this huge announcement because it was the first oral prescription medication for people that have MS. It was the first one. There are a lot of promises with this drug. As time went by, Tecfidera seemed to have quite a bit of side effects. Now, all of them do, but these were particularly worse. And then Tecfidera started to get a bad name. What I noticed when I worked at Biogen is you actually got to see how much these drugs actually cost. And when you see how much it costs these labs at places like Biogen to create that drug, and then you see how much they're charging the American people to purchase that drug, this is definitely a scam industry. They are ripping off the American people. Because I'm just going to go ahead and say this. If it costs you $50 to produce a prescription drug, but you are charging the American people hundreds of dollars, even like $1,000, that is a ripoff. And that's just a scheme for the pharma companies to make a lot of money. And a lot of them do it. A lot of them do it. So working for Big Pharma, I got to see those things. I got to see how much these insurance companies were actually paying and how much they were actually covering for these patients and how much the patients had to pay. That's why I get so angry about healthcare. Let's go on. They also anticipate its PBM could save companies millions of dollars with no changes to its benefits, depending on the size of the employer, but it will eliminate the traditional PBM model. The company plans to integrate its pharmacy and wholesaler with its PBM. So any company that uses such services will have access to wholesale pricing through its online pharmacy. Here it is, guys. Mark Cuban, cost plus drug company. So you can see more about it here. So again, like, he's still a billionaire. I have criticized Mark Cuban a couple of times because some of the things that he's done that I felt was just him just being greedy. So there's that. But I will give credit where credit is due. You have to find a way to make these prescription drugs cheaper, man. People shouldn't have to pay thousands of dollars, even just to get like chemo treatment. Like, I had a friend that was on chemo and she was paying $1,600 a month. $1,600. That was after the insurance company already paid their portion. So kudos there. Let me go to some of the comments here. Okay. What's up, Grinny? Grinny says, YouTube never introduces me to leftist streamers. I have to get recommendations from Reddit and other places. We're going to talk about that tonight, Grinning. We're going to get deep into it. Roger says, I forgot how I found you. You must have just appeared in my feed with a curious title. Ben, I think I found you from watching Jimmy Dore, but I'm not sure. You started to show up as a recommended video one day. Interesting. Mika, I found RBN through Bernie campaign, Nick getting interviewed. That's right, because Nick was interviewed when he was canvassing for Bernie. Old Man Baker, Fred Hampton leftist led me here. DC, Chanda and Oz from Beauty and the Boomer always hype you up, so that's why I started watching. Oh, yes, right. Shout out to Oz and Chandra. Someone else was telling me that too. I've seen that before. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Seabrass, Sabs, can you do a deep dive in MLK and the FBI? My father-in-law, a black man who also teaches CRT, ACRR. I'm sorry, what's the AC? I don't know what the ACRR is. I think I covered that though. I think I covered that last year. I'll double check. JB, watch a bunch of capitalists say, see, this is capitalism working when it's not given or available to all. They will say that, JB. Angela says, now and then the uber rich will do something that benefits people overall. Andrew Carnegie was a robber baron, but he also donated a lot of libraries that are still benefiting people today. That's right. James, think about how many people have died directly from big pharma products. There must be tons no one knows about. Particularly people that are retired, they are on a fixed income. You know, they may run into these problems as well. I've seen this along the way. I used to work at a skilled nursing facility, so I saw these problems. Even they had insurance and they had Medicare and all those kinds of things. But when you're on a fixed income and these prescription drugs continue to go up, and let's say all of a sudden they decide they're not going to cover something, like, it can be very stressful. So I have seen people ration their insulin before. Betsy says, I hate private insurance. I used to work for Optum, which is part of United Healthcare, and I'm so glad I got out. It made me feel ill working for big, bad insurance. I felt the same way. Totally feel you. Totally feel you. All right. We're moving on to our next story, and this is about Mr. Russell Brand is going to send a warning to all of you. What you are about to see is freaky as fuck. I don't know how else to put it. I watched this video twice, and it scared me a little bit. Like, I don't know. It gave me like, what's that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Was that Blade Runner? I think it was, gave me like Blade Runner vibes. Like, I don't know. But we need to talk about this because we do know that there is a declining birth rate in this country. That is coming from millennial generations, and that's also coming from the Gen Z generations as well. Part of that is due to people concerns about climate change. But part of that is also due to the fact that A lot of people they can't afford it. They can't afford financially to have a child today. So the birth rate as a result has been declining. There are a couple of billionaires who have had problems with this. One of them is Bill Gates. The other one is Elon Musk. And they have voiced this opinion publicly. They are concerned about the declining birth rate. Why would they be concerned? Why would two billionaires be concerned about the declining birth rate? Maybe it has something to do with labor and producing little machines, little soldiers, people to continue to do the work that AI has not come in to do. Let's get into it.
Microplastics falling down from the sky like Christmas snow, making us all nice and impotent and reducing our testosterone and turning us into limp, neutered men. The good news is, though, you'll soon be able to buy babies from factories. Welcome to planet Earth, everyone! Hello there, you 6 million awakening wonders. Thanks for joining me on this voyage towards truth and freedom, and what a truth it is and how much the freedom is needed as microplastics rain down from the skies, making us infertile and robbing us of our natural powers and abilities. For God's sake, turn on the notification bell if you want the truth, and if you think you can handle the truth, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Now, I've got some truth for you. Microplastics are everywhere and they're ruining your ability to procreate. Merry Christmas. Researchers in Auckland have used advanced chemical analysis to calculate the amount of microplastic particles falling from the sky over the city, equating it to 3 million plastic bottles each year. While plastic waste is generally understood to be widespread across the land and seas, the scientists have recently started to drill into the ways it can get swept up into the air to travel far and wide. The stories just keep getting worse and worse, don't they? Well, at least it doesn't lower your testosterone and turn you into a eunuch. Oh, it does that as well. A 2021 study shows that chemicals known as phthalates, a chemical element of microplastics, have been linked to health problems that have been detected in food from popular chains McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, Domino's, Taco Bell and Chipotle. I wonder if these plastics are in any way connected to this. Shanna Swan, Professor of Environmental Medicine and Public Health at Mount Sinai School of Medicine in New York City, documented how average sperm counts among Western men have more than halved in the past 40 years. Do you ever feel that there's a broad globalist project to neuter and neutralize people and their reproductivity, to make males into kind of eunuchs and create a world where people can't fight back and resist? Let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments. To turn everything into a commodity, to grow meat in laboratories, to get people to eat insects, and surely they would never get people to buy babies from a factory. Her research reveals that phthalates lower testosterone and so have the strongest influences on the male side, for example, diminishing sperm count. There's an onslaught on nature, almost our psychic nature and our biological nature is being attacked by a system that sees us primarily as customers and doesn't want us to have any vitality, liberty, or ability to fight back. If you follow the curve from 2017 sperm decline meta-analysis, it predicts that by 2045 we will have a median sperm count of 0. That's
Okay, by 2045, there will be a median, this is what they're predicting, a median sperm count of 0. That's actually not that far away.
the median, so some people might have one sperm. It's speculative to extrapolate, but there is also no evidence that it's tapering off. This means that most couples may have to use assisted reproduction. Of course, it could be argued that assisted reproduction creates yet another industry and turns another natural resource and process into something that can be profitable. In 2017, scientists created a biobag that functioned as an artificial womb. Oh, way back in the biobag, we knew that you'd become a footballer. And they used it to grow baby lamb. Now a concept has been unveiled showing how the same could be done for humans.
A biolab to birth human beings. Don't need the mommy, don't need the daddy, a lab to create babies. This goes along with the labor comment. This is what I was trying to get to. They do see there is a decline in the birth rate. How are they going to replace us? How are they going to fill in that gap so that they still have people to do the labor? Listen to it, guys. This isn't even all of it. Wait till you see it. Just wait.
Surely no one would ever do that. Recent footage from EctoLife shows what childbirth might look like tomorrow. This is a startling glimpse into what is 100% feasible, and already Elon Musk has affirmed that EctoLife is viable. And
you see this? This is what I was talking about. This is a startling glimpse into what is 100% feasible, and already Elon Musk has affirmed that EctoLife is viable and likely needed. Now, I had told you Elon Musk is one of the people that's complaining about the declining birth rate. So EctoLife is this lab that Russell Brand is referring to. So Elon is 100% on board for this. He's like, yes, create these babies. Create them so we have people to go out there and do the work. Create them so I have more people to come work at Tesla. Keep me in business. Make me more money.
Likely needed. The best case scenario then is that the pollution they created and ultimately led to infertility will be utilized to create a new industry selling us babies instead of us having them at home. The worst case scenario, of course, is an army of sentient cyborgs that will imprison us all in our homes. You remember The Matrix? Yeah, I remember thinking we shouldn't let that happen. Oh, that we shouldn't? Oh.
Creepy.
Introducing EctoLife, the world's first artificial womb facility, powered entirely by renewable energy.
First question, before we go any further about your real-life Matrix baby factory, that energy better be renewable, because your fucking soul isn't.
EctoLife allows infertile couple to conceive a baby and become the true biological parents of their...
I had to pause here. Guys, isn't this creepy? Look at this. Look. It's like, I don't know, man. It just kind of reminds me, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's just like, they're trying to, like a whole lab of baby creation. This is so weird. It seems like something that you would see in a sci-fi movie or something like that. Like, I'm like, there's no way this is just yikes. Yikes. Very strange. Let me pull it back a little bit.
Matrix baby factory, that energy better be renewable, because your fucking soul isn't.
EctoLife allows infertile couple to conceive a baby and become the true biological parents of their own offspring.
Perhaps that's why we live in times of delirium, where we're uncertain about how we're supposed to live and who we're supposed to be. And to clarify, I believe that people should be able to express themselves however they want to and identify however they want to. But the industrialization and technologization of the most natural processes that are afforded to us, I don't think is going to lead to a utopia. When you look at this, do you think utopia's on its way?
The facility features 75 highly equipped labs.
I don't really feel that comfortable with a sushi bar where what's on the menu is little babies. I'll have one brown one and two white ones, please. Well done.
Each state-of-the-art lab can accommodate up to 400 growth pods or artificial wombs.
Choose whichever way you want to describe this hellscape. I think I'll go with growth pods. Nice choice, sir. Welcome to freedom.
Every pod is designed to replicate the exact conditions that exist inside the mother.
Guys, look. Oh my God. Like this really, oh my God. Yes, someone mentioned it. Jay, are you referring to Total Recall? Yes, that's the movie, Total Recall. Guys, this is freaking me out. Like, this is not, where is Arnold Schwarzenegger? Where's Arnold? Paging Arnold.
Uterus.
It's exactly like that. You can't sort of digitally recreate the experience of someone else's beating heart and love. And I know that some people actually believe that you can, that this is all just a synthetic experience, absolutely devoid of spirit, and that everything can be mechanized, materialized, rationalized, recreated through technology. But what that will lead to, in my opinion, is the centralization of more and more power and control, and the loss of the most vital thing we have, our spirit, our ability to be human in all our fallibility and all our flaws. We have lost our connection to nature, and I feel that old EctoLife there, perhaps with the best intentions in the world, might be doing the work of Satan.
A single building can incubate up to 30,000 lab-grown babies per year.
Listen, I love the concept.
God. See, look. How many babies can it make?
Perhaps with the best intentions in the world, might be doing the work of Satan.
A single building can incubate up to 30,000 lab-grown babies per year.
30,000 babies per year. So that is like that's a whole company. That's a whole company of employees. 30,000. Jesus.
1,000 lab-grown babies per year.
Listen, I love the concept, growing babies in a lab. I love it. What's not to love about all babies looking like little rotisserie chickens, all lined up in their little pods? But is there enough babies in that lab? Sir, there's up to 30,000. Well, that's all I needed to know. You have my money.
EctoLife allows your baby to develop in an infection-free environment.
Right, the heightened fear, pandemics, germs, disease. You don't need to worry about that, ma'am. We'll grow your baby in a germ-free and love-free environment.
Infection-free environment. And I just want to say something really quick. That goes to tell you, if they already are thinking this out and they're planning this, if they're already planning how to create an infection-free environment, that goes to tell you they can do the same for people right now. Think about it, guys. They could do the same for people right now and prevent people from getting sick. Man, I tell you.
Actually, the Matrix now. Over one of those babies like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Every growth pod features sensors that can monitor your baby's vital signs, including heartbeat, temperature, blood pressure, breathing rate,
And it's slow dawning realization that it's been entirely extracted from nature.
The artificial intelligence-based system also monitors the physical features of your baby and reports any potential genetic abnormalities.
You wouldn't even have to. So like for people doing this the old fashioned way, for people, women that get pregnant and then they go to the doctor and they do the ultrasound, they're like, oh, look, there's the baby's nose. Oh, look, there's a little thumb. They don't even have to do that because this lab is going to monitor all that stuff for you. All you got to do is just check in and be like, oh, look, there's this little thumb. They don't even need the doc. This is crazy.
Them fingers is a bit stubby. Straight to the lab, little buddy.
EctoLife growth pods feature internal speakers that play a wide range of words and music to your baby.
Fuck off. What, there's going to be super babies coming out speaking ancient Greek and being able to do calculus. The bad news is you've all compromised your soul and allowed the world to become one kind of Apple planet where everything's a commodity and we can have designer babies that we order. The good news is, though, that your baby, well, give it the clarinet. This is going to blow your fucking mind.
EctoLife improves your bonding experience with your baby, thanks to a 360 degrees camera that's fitted inside your baby's growth pod.
The state offers you safety and the corporate world offers you convenience, and there is no area into which they will not reach. Surely we could say that it would be more convenient to grow a baby in a lab that uses fertilizer as a kind of fuel than just naturally having your own babies. Well, I think we could say that because nobody's balls work anymore because of the raining down of microplastics. Oh, no, well, we should say it then.
Through the app, you can choose the playlist that your baby listens to.
The app. So enough fucking trouble looking after the little bastards when they're born.
What happened to moms or soon to be moms taking like headphones and putting the headphones, up against their belly so that the baby can like hear? No, forget all that. There's an app. Oh my God. What is happening here? What is happening? Oh my God.
Been doing their playlists before.
You can also directly sing to your baby and make them familiar with your voice before birth.
I've given up my spirit and my soul for this. Wah, wah. Quiet, baby, or straight to the lab. I'm afraid to say your baby was non-compliant. We asked it to wear a mask, and I think it refused. I couldn't understand it. It was speaking in Mandarin, which is impressive, which is why it's all the sadder that we've had to flush it.
Our goal is to provide you with an intelligent offspring that truly reflects your smart choices.
Your smart choices to extract yourself from reality. What we're being offered now is progress and technology in place of spirit and acceptance that there's only so far that humanity can go and only so far that humanity should go. That perhaps our focus will be harmony here on this planet, respect for one another, a new relationship with nature where we don't regard it solely as a resource but something that we are symbiotically evolving with. All of these evolutionary steps are impossible as long as we live under the auspices of corporatism and state kleptocracy. As long as that's continuing, you're not going to be able to awaken to deep reality. You're heading towards a future, if you're lucky, where you might be able to grow a baby down in the old Matrix Walmart. The worst case scenarios, you're going to be so poor that you will be either executed or starved.
With EctoLife, your baby will receive the best nutrients that can support their growth.
This is going to be for people who have money. Like, if you think about it, like, if this were to happen, this is not going to be for, like, it's not going to be for people who are poor, people who are working class. You're going to have some money to do this. Like, think about it. They're feeding the baby the nutrients that the baby needs. Like, this is not for, like, nah. This is for rich people.
Each group of pods is connected to 2 central bioreactors.
Do you not worry that this could become corrupted? Excellent, Smithers! And now to release the vampire gene!
The first bioreactor contains nutrients and oxygen,
Lovely green Hulk spunk nutrients.
which are supplied to your baby through an artificial umbilical cord.
What we've done is we've wrung out a Shrek and we feed it straight into your baby's belly.
This bioreactor also contains a liquid solution that serves as the amniotic fluid that surrounds babies in the mother's uterus.
I hope that bioreactor's got some
Jesus.
nutrients in it that can synthesize long traditional connections to the earth and your ancestors and your family and evolution itself and God and the human spirit and the complexity and suffering and pain that human beings have to learn to accommodate. We actually didn't put that in there. It made the green too brown.
Thanks to a system controlled by artificial intelligence, each baby receives custom nutrients tailored to their needs.
I was suspicious of AI when they said that they might let it drive a fucking cab. You know, really, like letting it grow a big room full of babies. Listen, I'm done about letting AI drive an Uber. What if it goes wrong, crashes into someone's fence? Now that won't happen. Oh, okay then. Well, why don't we let it grow 30,000 people for its little army of AI bastards? Well, sir, it's already underway.
The second bioreactor is designed to eliminate any waste products produced by the babies.
As well as very naughty babies.
The artificial
So when the baby uses, you know, if the baby has to, you know, use the bathroom, here's the waste disposal here that will remove that from the little dome that they're in there.
umbilical cord helps the babies to release their waste products into the second bioreactor.
Hopefully, those two things will never get mixed up, and we will create an army of shit-eating babies that poop vitamin C.
With EctoLife, miscarriage and low sperm count are a thing of the past.
Well, they're a thing of the present, because the same interest that will benefit from this created that problem. Also, now you're a sterile, docile little drone who's happy to buy a baby from a factory that you visit once in a while and sing at like an idiot in an iPod commercial. Oh, we've lost our souls.
Prior to placing the fertilized embryo of your baby inside the growth pod, in vitro fertilization is used to create and select the most viable and genetically superior embryo.
Genetically superior.
What is a superior embryo? Genetically superior? So basically weeding out any type of defects. You're just going to create a lab of perfect people? Ay. This is wow.
Have we been down this road before? Something about genetic superiority rings a bell. No. I don't remember that being part of a dangerous ideology in the past at all.
Giving your baby a chance to develop without any biological hurdles. And if you want your baby to stand out and have a brighter future,
I do. Tell me how to do it. Will it cost me my soul?
our elite package offers you the opportunity to genetically engineer the embryo before implanting it into the artificial womb.
Medically engineer it. Finally, a master race without the messy PR.
Thanks to CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing tool, you can edit any trait of your baby through a wide range of over 300 genes.
You can edit your baby. Guys, this is like there was a song. Oh, I'm trying to remember. Jamiroquai. There was a band called Jamiroquai. I don't know if they're still around now, but they had this song called Virtual Insanity. And in that song, there's a lyric that says, now a mother can choose. Now a mother can choose the baby's color. That's not nature's way. That song came out in the 90s. Jamiroquai, he was talking about this idea of virtual insanity, that it was getting to be too much. This was before Facebook. This was before Twitter. And in the song, he says, now a mother can choose the color of her baby. That's not nature's way. Do you see what's happening? That they're saying that, like, you can even come in and edit your baby. Give them the features you want to give the baby. If I want my baby to have blue eyes, I can come in and say, give it blue eyes. Like what? Wow. Oh, geez.
Lonely, no, edit. Too reflective, edit. Non-compliant, edit.
By genetically engineering a set of genes,
I'll take Princess Leia.
the Elite package allows you to customize your baby's eye color, hair color, skin tone, physical strength, height, and level of intelligence.
Height. Let me pause here for a second. Look, guys, hair color, eye color, skin tone. So see, you can choose the race of the baby. You can choose the complexion, physical strength, height, and level of intelligence. Now, let's be real here. The people who would choose to do this, obviously, no one's gonna choose to make their child dumb. You see what I'm saying? No one's going to do that. How many people, in reference to skin tone, how many people are going to choose to have a dark skinned baby? Like, this is just it. I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real here. Like the hair color, eye color, whatever. But when you look at like skin tone and you look at level of intelligence, oof, woo.
I'll have a nice, strong, little Princess Leia.
It also allows you to fix any inherited genetic diseases that are part of your family history so that your baby and their offspring will live a healthy, comfortable life free of genetic diseases.
So the baby wouldn't even really be like you anymore, actually, because the baby, if you're removing all these things about you from the baby, is the baby really of you?
And tradition and grace and any connection to reality.
EctoLife provides you a safe, pain-free alternative that helps you deliver your baby without stress.
They're actually planning for hell. They're planning it. They're getting it ready. All of the stuff about social credit scores, the introductions of lockdown, making us all infertile, centrally controlling food, breaking down agriculture the whole world over, creating bodies that are global and are not responsive to national democracies. They're creating it now. They're creating a technological dystopia before our very eyes. And look how anodyne it looks. Just an attractive couple standing there in inappropriate clothing, looking at a baby that they've selected from a menu. They might as well fucking eat it.
After discharging the amniotic fluid from the artificial womb, you will be able to easily remove your baby from the growth pod.
Excuse me, it's stuck in the growth pod.
Everything is perfectly designed so you and your partner can enjoy the delivery process.
Now, I know people have very difficult births and like death in childbirth, blessedly, is not as common as it once was. But even though I know lots of people that have suffered as a result of their experience giving birth to children, it's very much part of your connection and bond to the child, where it's
Yeah, that is one of the things. And this is not to, shame people that cannot physically like have kids, but that is one of the things, like going through like that birthing process, it does send a certain type of bond. Like the mother has a certain type of bond with the child because the child, did grow in her womb. So there is that. But it just, when they said pain-free and stress-free, it was just like, I don't know, man.
cesarean, or what is called a natural childbirth process. The idea that you can replace that with like a little Kinder egg being opened by a mouse fart, rather reductive of one of the most astonishing and strong experiences that human will ever know. Okay, let's get ready for the birth. Thanks. Hey, do you have any brown ones?
Tired of waiting for a response from an adoption agency? Unable to find a suitable surrogate mother? Worried about pregnancy complications?
This is complicated. Can I just get one from a factory?
Worry no more, because EctoLife got you covered.
Worry a little bit more, because we're trying to annihilate and commodify everything. Why bother falling in love? Why look out of a window? Why fly a kite? Strap a thing onto your head, have a baby grown in a lab, and just wait for death, which will be a relief when it finally arrives. So, the bad news is you're being made infertile by a constant torrent of microplastics, nullifying your masculinity, your femininity, all your innate and inherent powers are being reduced now so that you're an obedient little servant of the state. But the good news is you can go to this horrifying, dystopian, sanitized hellmouth and purchase yourself a lovely little Kinder baby. we're all going to hell. I suppose ultimately what we have to do is cling to our humanity, cling to our nature, not be judgmental of people that necessarily require assistance or take unusual pathways to parenthood, but not to commodify and industrialize every aspect of our nature. Perhaps ultimately this is no different from agriculture and the industrialization of food and treating nature just as a resource. Perhaps this is what inevitably happens when a species loses its way. But it seems to me that this could mark a turning point or mark a point of reflection. Who do we want to become as a species? Do you want your consciousness controlled by tech? Do you want your reproductive system annihilated then replaced by tech? Do you want everything in your life to be a product? Or do you think there's a way back for humankind? Let me know what you think in the chat.
Well, let's answer that question. Has technology gone a little bit too far? Now, I have an article that's going to back up part of this as well. I want to show you. Are we going a little bit too far with technology, you think? I don't know. Like, let me show you this really quick, because that video that you just saw that Russell Brand was talking about, that video, I think the first time it was posted was this month. So that's probably why Russell Brand chose to talk about it. Let me tell you what the Huffington Post said. Now, the Huffington Post, again, remember, this is mainstream media, usually has more of a liberal bend to it. But people are asking questions about this because they've seen this video. And so it says that artificial womb video isn't real, but scientists say it could be. And this is what you guys need to be worried about. It could happen. So I'm not going to read the whole article, but I just want to grab that part. It looks like a scene from The Matrix. It really does. Rows upon rows of babies are developing in the world's first artificial womb facility. Supposedly can incubate up to 30,000 lab-grown children per year. It's not actually real. The futuristic video that's being widely shared on social media is the brainchild of Hashem Al-Ghali, a producer and filmmaker with a background in molecular biology. Listen to this, though. That talks about what's in the video. You guys already know that part. Hashem says he believes this technology is ready and that we could see such facilities in as little as 10 years. You guys see this? Professor Joyce Harper, head of the Reproductive Science and Society group, goes on to say in her book, Your Fertile Years, it has a whole chapter dedicated to what the future of reproduction may look like. I have no doubt that at some point, most people will be produced by IVF, and that this EctoLife would be a possibility. In science, I think you should never say never. And see, this is what I was telling you guys. Like, I think they've been preparing for this because, again, like I said, the birth rate has declined, and you hear billionaires complaining about that. Why would they be complaining about the birth rate? Because they need people to reproduce so that they can continue to work at all these companies that they own. If you don't have people having babies, how are you going to have people doing the labor? Yes, AI can come in and step up in certain situations, but not in all of them. There are some things you still may need people to do. And I want to show you exactly one of the things that they're already doing. Like I said, they already know more people are going on strike. Birth rate has declined. Here's a clip here of a McDonald's in Texas that is the first fully automated McDonald's in Texas. They're already preparing for this. Watch this, guys. Now, Elijah posted this. You ask for a $25 minimum wage, you get the first fully automated McDonald's. Check this out, guys.
Be changing forever. Check this out.
Uh-oh, sorry. There's music there. I had to put the sound off. But watch it. Fully automated. Watch this. There's no one there at the drive-thru, but there's your food. Walking inside the McDonald's. This is inside the facility. Look, no employees, guys. Nothing. Just go there, pick up your food. This is what I've been trying to tell people, warn people about. A lot of these fast food places that now just have like these self-checkouts. You just walk in and you check yourself out. That's somebody's job. They're replacing people's jobs with this. This is why I don't like to go to the self-checkout line. Wow. Put it on slow mode. I could stop it a bit. Let's see. You see it? All right. So walking in the door, that's the drive-through. It looks like. That's what it kind of looks like. There's your food coming out of the window. They're using a machine. And then if you walk into the store, see, it says cash or credit. And here's where you'll place your order. And then over here, it looks like this is where you probably get your receipt or something like that. And then as we go forward here, see, I'm telling you, all the people, all the employees going on strike, the oligarchs, they're preparing for this. They're already trying to find ways. Don't want to pay the people. Let's replace them with machines. And this is something that Andrew Yang warned about. Look, here's the counter space, but there's no employees. Happiness fits in a bag. See it? Takeaway, McDonald's takeaway. Dude, man. Takeaway and drive-through. We all need to be very concerned and like, let's pay attention to this, right? We need to pay attention to the things that are happening. I told you, like these oligarchs, man, they are something else. Let me tell you. I have to sign out of this. Sorry, I was talking to myself. But this is something that we need to be prepared for. Jonathan said, honestly, Sabby, it makes sense to me. McDonald's doesn't even serve real food. Oh, man. I'm just telling you. And some of this, I think, was learned during the pandemic. Like, we shut down here in Massachusetts. And so if you wanted to still get food from some of these restaurants, you could only do like the curbside pickup, or you could do like the automated. So you could order it at these self-checkouts. And then you go, there might be one person in there that's handing you the food. And one of the things I've always learned is that if you are short-staffed, don't show management that you can still get the job done with less people, because then they won't replace those people. Whew. I'll take that comment on Rockfin, Eric. All right. Thank you for the tip, Roger. They want to create a slave race who'd have no rights, which means the Constitution wouldn't apply. If we have a slave race across the earth, who'd buy the shit these synthezoids are producing? It's consumers that make these guys rich. Slaves, not consumer. That's it. Time to take these rich folks' money. Any money above 1 billion is taxed 100%. Abolish corporations and make unconstitutional and replace with co-ops. This is what I was trying to tell you guys. And Cynthia McKinney talked about this as well when she came on last time. She said, if you think that these billionaires, these oligarchs don't already have a plan, you would be mistaken. That's one thing Andrew Yang was right about. He tried to warn people about AI. Like, look, they're replacing people. Bill says people still don't see it, but the elite are at odds within their own class. Like all other human beings, there's infighting. Jay Thomas says, no, Sabby, I'm a doctor. We will never be infection free. We need bacteria to live. We got to tell this to EctoLife people. Thank you for the super chat. Pure blood intentions. It's like Star Wars when the Empire ordered clones for war, space exploration, etc. Yeah, it was kind of creepy to see that. Thank you for the super chat. None of your business. No genitalia required ever. That's another good point. Bill says that is why That is the world they are trying to create, pain-free and stress-free. That is evident from how people seem to think they have some right to not be offended. And thank you for the super chat, Lorez. Unregulated cap, we live in Upton Sinclair's jungle. I had to read that in school. Did you guys have to read The Jungle? 2022. If you haven't read it, you should read that book. All right. Thank you for this tip on Rockfin Copeland. The end result of this automated birth process will be extinction. The natural processes are undergoing gradual destruction, leaving no way back. The diminishing natural biological process must be repaired. Thank you so much for that, Copeland. Well, it is time to move on to the next story here. So I have told you guys multiple times that left independent media is heavily suppressed on YouTube, but I've never shown you what that looks like. Tonight, I'm going to show you what it looks like. We're going to do a little bit of a case study, so to speak, here. Now, before I get into this, I need to say there are certain channels that I chose, and I chose them for a reason. If a channel was created after Joe Biden became president, I did not include that channel. There's a reason for it. I'll get into it as we go through this process. The channels that I chose are channels that were either a part of the Bernie Sanders movement or they came from the Bernie Sanders movement. And they're still present now. But first, I want to show you just how badly left independent media is suppressed just by choosing something that is trending right now. Elon Musk, Twitter, is trending. I already checked this in TubeBuddy every day. So we're going to look at the search results here. So notice I typed in Elon Musk Twitter. Notice that I am signed out. That's important. If I was signed in, it's more likely for me to see the channels that I am subscribed to. Let's see what appears for Elon Musk Twitter. Now, you need to remember that most of the people that have left media channels have talked about Elon Musk and Twitter at least once within the past 2 or 3 weeks. Whether it's been the Twitter files, whether it's been Elon Musk like changing the rules on Twitter, we've talked about it at some point. I've talked about it heavily. But do we appear? The answer is no. I'm going to show you who does appear. Elon Musk Twitter. Let's scroll down. TMZ. That's mainstream media. Fox News. CNBC. Got to click here for 7 more. Bloomberg Technology. CNBC. NBC News. Bloomberg. NBC Bay Area. CNN. Bloomberg. Yahoo Finance. WION. Again, all these are, this is mainstream media. BBC, NBC. Let's keep going. They even bring up movies. MSNBC, NBC, BBC News. Let's keep going. I'm going to see how long it takes for me to get to independent media. Bloomberg, CNBC. Let's keep going. Here we go. Right about here, there's a channel called Tech Led. There's one. Forbes, CNBC, Wall Street Journal, Forbes, CBS, MSNBC, Fox, Forbes. I'm just going to keep going. We're going. You see how far you got to scroll down? Fox News, more Forbes, Bloomberg, Sky News, Fox News. There's a guy here named Diego. He appears. Let's keep going. Keep going. Keep going. This is insane, right? Isn't this crazy? Here's a guy here, Emprende. Okay. Wait a minute. TYT. TYT is on the corporate algorithm. I've told you guys this before. Did you guys just see how far I had to scroll down to find something that wasn't mainstream media? This is one of the ways that especially left independent media is suppressed on YouTube. Notice most of the content that you saw was mainstream media. They have pushed them up and they have pushed left independent media down. So if you're not signed in, like I wasn't signed in especially, and you're looking for like independent, you're just looking about this information about Elon Musk. You could do any other thing that's trending as well. You're looking for that. This is why you don't find us. Now, it didn't used to always be that way. Didn't used to always be that way. So you have to remember TYT is on the corporate algorithm. They're going to come up. Still don't see anybody else. Let's come out. Now, I said it didn't used to always be that way because it wasn't, especially during the Bernie Sanders movement. There was a time that you can actually type in Bernie Sanders and independent media will come up. That's actually how I found out more about Bernie Sanders back then. They have changed the algorithm. I know they changed it at least 2.5 years ago, but I'm going to show you something tonight because I honestly think they changed it again last year. Now, let's talk about the channels that we're going to discuss because I want to show you something. So let's bring this back up here. All right. There's a reason why I chose these channels in particular. So we have Bad Faith, we have Jamal Thomas, Progressive Soapbox, we have Status Coup, Secular Talk, Katie Halper's Show, and Majority Report. These are the channels that we are going to look at tonight. This is not about the host. This is not about the content. This is about suppression. So let's be very clear here. This is not to criticize the host of those channels. We all have hits, we have misses. This is to show you how YouTube is suppressing again. Like I said, based on what I found, I believe they did more suppression again last year after Joe Biden won. So the first channel that we're going to start with, Status Coup. Let's add this to the stream. This is case number 1. So Status Coup has over 128K subscribers, right? Let's see what happened here. Again, we're going to look at videos and you'll see there's recently uploaded and then there's a tab here for popular videos. The most recently uploaded videos, 2 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 361 views, 500 views. These are just a couple hours ago. So let's go a little bit further. 2 days ago, 1.1K views, 1.2K views. That was 2 days ago. Are these topics that are not popular? No, these topics are popular. Ukraine gets more money. That's popular. That's actually was trending. If you go to TubeBuddy, you would see that this was trending, the 44 billion. Let's go up. Not sure about the Texas one. I'd have to check for that. There's the facial recognition, Chick-fil-A. Actually, let's go further down. Sorry, I did this wrong. Title 42. Again, the things that are being discussed here, these are not things. Here's another big one. Lee Harvey Oswald worked for the CIA before JFK. That was a huge story. 3.4K views on a channel that has over 120K subscribers, right? Okay. Those are the ones that are recently uploaded. Let's check the popular videos, and I'm going to show you something. So we're going to click on the popular tab. Somebody explain this to me. Trump supporter decries socialism and then admits he's on socialist Social Security. 2.3 million views. That was 3 years ago. Native American woman to Trump supporters, if Europeans can come here, 644K views. That was 3 years ago. Let's go down. 2 years ago, Trump supporter embarrassed after he's claiming he stopped endless wars. 488K views 2 years ago. Unbelievable footage. Trump supporters battle cops inside the Capitol. 441K views. That was 1 year ago. So has status quo stopped talking about Donald Trump? No. This is where the algorithm changed. This is what I've been trying to tell people 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 2.3 million views, 644K views. Let's go back to recently uploaded. You guys see the difference? They changed it. They changed it. What's that, Vladimir? Boosted Trump videos. Right. And people are still talking about Donald Trump. But notice those channels are not getting those views on those videos now. Now, some may say, oh, it was election season or whatever. Look, I get all that. But there is a big difference going from over 600K views to 1.1K view. And it's not just status quo. That's why I picked other channels. So let's go on. Let's look at another one. Let's move on. Now we're going to go to Bad Faith. Now, Bad Faith is a little bit different, right? Because Bad Faith is an interview channel. So Brianna Joy Gray, she brings on guests, she interviews them. Brianna Joy Gray doesn't typically do like news segments like a lot of us do, like I do. She usually does the interviews on Bad Faith. This one is a big red flag. Let's see what happened here. Again, we are under videos. Recently uploaded. How Chevron took revenge on Steven Donziger. 3.7K views. Now, this one, to be granted, may be even more suppressed because Steven Donziger, that is a touchy topic in reference to the algorithm. This one here, liberal free speech hypocrisy exposed. 7.2K views. That was 3 days ago. Let's go to one where I know this video right here. Ralph Nader. Ralph Nader's huge. Ralph Nader on holding the squad accountable. 14K views. That was 11 days ago. And then there's the one here, debate, did the squad betray the rail workers? 34K views. Now, let me show you the difference. Let me show you what changed. If I click on the popular tab, just 1 year ago, politics is a game of fear. The Chris Hedges interview. 113K views. Debating Glenn Lowry. Are racial disparities caused by culture? 112K views. That was 1 year ago. Let's go down. Glenn Greenwald debates Nathan Robinson. That was over 109K views. Chris Hedges and Richard Wolff have Bernie, the squad, and the institutional left failed us. That was 98K views. Now, did Brianna Joy Gray stop uploading content? No. Did Brianna Joy Gray stop bringing on these guests? No. Chris Hedges has been on again. Glenn Greenwald has been on. These people are recurring guests. And you're going to see this with multiple channels. This is why I'm trying to tell you guys. Last year, 1 year ago, I really believe that YouTube came in and they changed the algorithm again. Because why are these channels going from over 100K views to, we go back. Let me go to a big one again. Ralph Nader, 14K views. This is what is happening. This is what is happening. Now, this is not to say that it's the host's fault. I mean, we all have hits and we have misses, but there is clearly something that has happened here with the algorithm. All of them. Like I said, some of these people have been on here multiple times. You guys see this? Here's an exception. Who blew up the Nord Stream 2 pipeline? 50K views with Aaron Mate. If this had been 2 years ago, I really believe even this video would have received over 100K views. The point that I'm trying to make is this. A lot of these channels that were getting over 100K views 1 year ago, 2 years ago, are not getting that now because they're being suppressed even more. Let's go back in. We're going to go to another one. Let's go to Secular Talk. Now, this is probably one of the best ones to compare it to because this channel has been around, I think, the longest out of all the ones that I'm showing you tonight. So Kyle has 982K subscribers, right? Now, again, he's been doing this for a long time. I think 10 years, to be honest. Let's look at recently uploaded videos. Biden gets primary challenge. 1 hour ago, 13K views. Matt Bender dismantles the crypto economy. 5.9K views 2 hours ago. Now, this may be dual shared on Breaking Points as well, because that's Crystal Kyle and friends. Going down. My Pillow Guy turns on DeSantis, 8.6K views. Televangelist says God told him climate change is fake, 25K views. And this is, again, just going all the way down. 41K views. These are the recent videos, okay? Let me see if I can find one. Here's a bigger one. Trump nervous and terrified, 43K views. Guys, this channel has over 900K subscribers. Now let's look at the popular videos. This is where it really shows up. Time for George Bush, the time George Bush accidentally told the truth. 4.4 million views. Guys, that was 8 years ago. Let's see if the studio quality, was the studio quality better? I don't think it was. This was 8 years ago. So he didn't have the same studio quality that he has now. This is algorithmic. That is what happened here. 8 years ago, 4.4 million views. Obviously, this channel had less subscribers then than it does now. So if anything, they should be getting more views now. Let's go back in. It's not just that video. Ricky Gervais on atheism, 3.7 million views. That was 9 years ago. Guys, we can't reach these numbers today. Do you see what I'm saying? Even people, and I'm going to show you in a second, even people that have over 1 million subscribers, we can't reach million views today. Now, let's go down. Again, 2.3 million views 8 years ago. 2.1 million views. That was just 4 years ago. So I know that we have disagreements about where people are in reference to policy. Like, I don't agree with Kyle on a lot of the policy issues today, but this is a big difference. So that's Secular Talk. Now let's take a look at the Majority Report. And this is another one I want to prove a point about. Again, may not agree with them on the policies, may not agree with them on strategy, I should say, actually, not policies, but strategy. I may not agree with them on strategy. I don't believe in working within the two-party system anymore. I tried that. I've done that multiple times throughout my life. We've done that through the whole Bernie thing. I don't believe in putting progressives in the Democratic Party. I don't think it's going to work. We already went down this road. So I don't agree with them on those things. But even though I disagree with them on those things, that still doesn't mean there isn't some type of suppression that is still happening, even to people like Majority Report that has over 1 million subscribers. 1.21 million subscribers. Let's go down. Recently uploaded, Rand Paul, 3.8K views. This channel has over 1 million subscribers, guys. Let's go on. Andrew Callahan offends Don Lemon. I covered that as well. 39K views. Neil deGrasse Tyson, 58K views. Dr. Phil, 14K views. Republican Crypto Bro, 13K views. You get the point. Let's go to popular. 5 years ago, cop wanted to harass regular black person, not state attorney. 5.7 million views. And with this title today, I could never get that many because now a lot of the policing videos, like if I put police or cop or arrested in the title, those videos are even more suppressed. And if you don't believe me, just go look through my channel and you'll see it. The cop videos, the policing videos are even more suppressed. The reality of us in left independent media getting millions of views over a cop video now, it's very hard for you to get that. That's just not going to happen today. That was 5 years ago. Trump exits plane, 3.7 million views. That was 5 years ago. Let's go down. 3 years ago, fake IRS scam caller, 3.2 million views. Laura Ingraham invites the wrong black conservative on her show, 2.8 million views 3 years ago. So I think you guys are seeing the pattern. 10 years ago, 2.2 million views, Anne Hathaway. So you guys are seeing it. And then we go back to the recently uploaded 4.9K views on a channel that has over 1 million subscribers. So again, notice, even when I did that Twitter search with Elon Musk, even Majority Report didn't come up. So the next one we're going to go to is interesting as well. This is Jamal Thomas, Progressive Soapbox. And he was another one that I watched particularly heavily during the Bernie campaigns. Now, Jamal Thomas has 30.4K subs. Let's see what's happening here under recently uploaded. Zelensky screams for a third world war. 1.8K views. That was 1 month ago. Joe Biden has led his country and world to the brink of nuclear war. 2.1K views. That was 1 month ago. Okay, let's look at popular, because this is where you'll see the difference. Guys, if you look at the popular videos, Richard Wolff masterfully explained France's Yellow Vest movement. 79K views. That was 4 years ago. Clinton faces embarrassingly empty arena. 55K views 4 years ago. Let's go down. TYT Cenk Uygur releases statement on firing Jordan Sheraton. 49K views 5 years ago. Let's see if there is one 3 years ago. Jimmy Dore, what it is like at the Young Turks 3 years ago. 31K views. So you have these channels that were getting double digits or triple digits 3 and 4 years ago. And now these channels are getting like 2.1K view. This is suppression. Now, some people may say, oh, it's part of the result of, Bernie left his movement. That could be part of it. But these channels are still being suppressed. They have pushed up mainstream media in the algorithm, and they've pushed down left independent media. That's why it's so hard to find them if you're not already following one of them. And for a lot of you have told me, after you watch one of my videos, the next video that will play on autoplay is a CNN video or MSNBC. Why? I'm not mainstream media. You see what they're doing? Instead of giving you another independent channel to autoplay. Now there's another one. And this one is Katie Halper's show. Now this one is a little bit different. So we're going to do the same thing here. Katie Halper has 84.9K subscribers. When we look at recently uploaded, 2 days ago, Vijay Prashad, 12K views. Aaron Mate, Medea Benjamin, and Nicholas Davies on the war in Ukraine, 7.7K views. Look, let me tell you something. Aaron Mate and Medea Benjamin, this video, if not for suppression, this video should have gotten way more views. Again, that's no fault to Katie Halper. That's the suppression. Going on, why are Harvard and NASA honoring Nazis? 8.7K views, 15K views for Jeffrey Sachs. Stephanie Marazzi, the Assange journalist, 3.9K views. Now, Assange is usually heavily suppressed on YouTube, just FYI. Sex Work and DeSantis, 6.3K views. Mike Palid Live, 10K views. Midterms. So this was the midterm stream, 16K views. All right. Now let's look at popular. Now for her, just 9 months ago, 230K views, Chris Hedges on Ukraine, Russia, and NATO. So something happened with her and the suppression after 9 months. This is what I was saying. For some of them, like Katie Halper, you don't have to go back 3-4 years or 2 years. You can go back to 9 months and see that she was still getting those triple digits. That's why I'm trying to tell you guys, another round of suppression came through. Now, Biden's leaked audio, 181K views. That was 2 years ago. Let's go down. Election night with Matt Taibbi, 117K views. That was 2 years ago. Richard Wolff in Ukraine, 8 months ago, 102K views. Now, when the same people like Richard Wolff may come back on, these numbers, now they're not doing that. That's how I know people are suppressing again. There's more suppression. Norm Finkelstein, 86K views. That was 1 year ago. Now, didn't Norm come on there again recently? Norm came on there again recently. Yes, he did. Let me see something. Let me see if I can find Norm. Or was that only on Useful Idiots? Nope, there it is. You guys see that Norm Finkelstein, repeat guest, came back on again. 26K views. That was 2 months ago. Big difference. I told you guys I've been wanting to talk about this topic more in depth, but I needed to do some research so I can show you the numbers. Whether you like those commentators or not, the data doesn't lie. The numbers don't lie. So even if some people may have said, I'm not going to watch that channel anymore, that show anymore, it still shouldn't be that much of a difference. Now, I'm going to show you someone. There's suppression here too, but they seem to be able to kind of beat the algorithm a little bit, and that's the Jimmy Dore channel. Now, watch this. Jimmy Dore has 1.12 million subscribers. I think a lot of us remember when he hit 1 million. That was a big deal because he was the only one on the left that does not have sponsors and is not like corporate, like TYT, that broke that bar. It's hard to get to that now, right? Recently uploaded. Alec Baldwin is giving his kids firearms for Christmas. 4.5K views. That was 4 hours ago. Monty Python anticipated woke culture. 18K views 4 hours ago. Let's go down. Let's go to one that's pretty big right now. COVID expert knows absolutely nothing. 40K views. I need to show you the one. Oh, Zelensky makes outrageous demand, 79K views. Okay. Now, let's look at the popular videos. New York Times, Barry Weiss melts down on Joe Rogan's show. 5.4 million views 3 years ago. People in left media are not producing these numbers anymore because of the suppression. Who's getting millions of views right now, you guys? Let me know. Let me know. I don't know. I don't see anybody getting this now. This hilarious video wasn't meant to be funny. 1.7 million views 6 years ago. Joe Rogan accidentally airs after show conversation. 1.4 million views 3 years ago. Tulsi shuts down MSNBC host. 1.4 million views 3 years ago. I thought there was one that was up there with this one right here. This one broke through. 1 month ago, 938K views. So this one, I don't know what it was about this video, but Tim Robbins apologizes to Unjabbed for being wrong on the policy. Something about this video made it break through. It broke through the algorithm. That was 1 month ago, 938K views. So progressive laughs in Bill Maher's face, 1 million views 3 years ago. That was Crystal Ball. So I know he discussed it again when Crystal Ball was on Bill Maher recently. So that wasn't the first time Crystal was on Bill Maher. But that video doesn't get 1 million views. That's how you know. That's how you can tell. Same people. Crystal Ball, Bill Maher, 1 million views. Her appearance on there recently, that video does not give you 1 million views. So when I tell you the suppression is real, it's real. Now, the reason why I point out Jimmy Dore is because, in a sense, he still found a way to break through because he was able to get to that 1 million subscribers. People aren't getting there now. Secular Talk hasn't been able to get there. Breaking Points is newer, but Secular Talk has been around, I think almost 10 years. They haven't been able to break through, cross that 1 million mark yet. So Jimmy was able to get through. So there's that. But there's a reason why there's certain channels I did not show. I didn't show Breaking Points because they started after Joe Biden won. Their numbers, and there's nothing for me to go back to. I can't go back and see how were they doing during the Bernie movement because they weren't a channel then. I didn't show RBN because same thing. We weren't around during the Bernie movement. There's nothing for you to go back and look at. Same thing with my channel. There's nothing for you to go back and check. So that's why I didn't show those. But for people who ask me if they should do this, because some people have come in or they've emailed me and asked me, should they do this? Absolutely. I would never tell you not to. This is not to discourage you. This is just to show you the reality. This is just to show you what's happening out there. These people who were around during the Bernie campaigns, huge channels, these people are being heavily suppressed after Bernie's campaign. And I believe what I showed you, there was another round of suppression that came through 9.5 months ago. So there's a reason why you didn't see. So I didn't show them. I'm not going to do TYT because they're corporate. I'm not going to do the Hills Rising because that's corporate media. You don't need to see their stuff, although their numbers have gone down too. But they're part of that corporate algorithm. These are the people who were getting millions of views, a lot of them for the most part. And now when they bring on those same guests, it's not even making half that. So there's that. Now I think, let me show something here as well. I think Marcus said something. I have to sign out to do this. Marcus said you can search the political matrix by name and barely find us. Let me sign out and do it, because if I'm signed in, it's going to show for me. Let me sign out. Let's have some fun, guys. Why can't I sign? Oh, the thing is too big. I'm trying to sign out. Why won't it let me? Yo, I can't sign out of here. YouTube doesn't want me to sign out. I'm going to use a different tab. Let's just go over here. That was really weird. It's kind of spooky. Makes me feel like it's watching me or something. Let me sign out. Okay, let's try it now. Let me go ahead and present. All right, let's try to see if we can find Marcus's channel here as well. So I'm going to search. Let me make sure I do it exactly right. The political matrix, because I don't want to mess it up. The political matrix. And I'll have to make this bigger because I'm on the other screen. Whee! All right, you guys should be able to see that. The political matrix. I'm signed out. Let's search. It comes up for me, Marcus. It comes up for me. Let me see what else comes up. Hold on. Okay, there's your videos. It comes up for, it could be because I'm still in the same browser. See, that's why I didn't want to do it this way. Hold on. But I can't sign out of YouTube on, oh, I can go to this one. This one's signed out. Okay. Political matrix. All right, we're doing it again on type VNC because yeah. All right, signed out the political matrix. It comes up for me. What happens if I take out, sometimes if you remove a word? Yeah, it still comes up for me, Marcus. Although I don't know who these other people are. This part's kind of weird. This is not your channel. And this isn't your channel either. And neither is this one. I don't know who these people are. Interesting. Interesting. So these are just the things I wanted to show you guys. Why it may be hard for you to find some people. So now YouTube will never admit that, right? Let me see if I can try a different browser. Someone said try a different browser. I could do that. Let me see. You try Firefox. Firefox is a funny one, boy, I tell you. See YouTube here. That is the thing. Sign out. Make sure I'm not signed in there either. Political matrix me. And yeah, it still comes up for me, even in a different browser. I don't know, Marcus. Maybe it just likes me. I don't know. It could be. Other people should try that, though. Guys, try that when you have time. Try putting in the political matrix, which is Marcus's channel, and see if it comes up. Another one that is heavily suppressed. Oh, I can do this one on here. Let me see if it works. Oh, it shows up now. Okay. That one used to be another one. Okay, so they've gotten better with that one. Okay, they've gotten better with that one. Okay. Because that used to be another one. Anyway, sorry, I'm sitting here talking to myself instead of talking to you guys. It's a problem. It's a problem. Like I told you guys, the only way for people to really find you, and I mean like today, if you do want to do this and start your own like channel, you really got to have somebody vouch for you. Like, I'm not joking. It is having someone invite you on their show or them coming onto your show or them promoting you. You have to have somebody who has that recognition promote you. Because other than that, like, I don't know how people, that's why I told you guys, tell me how you found me, you know? And if you do decide to do this, you need to know another thing with the algorithm is you have to produce a lot of content. So even on the days when I'm not live, I still will upload a clip from a live stream. You get content from me every day. And we're sitting at what, 26.2K subs. 4 years ago, doing content every day like that, I believe I would be higher than that now. So that's just the reality. And if you want to see how this looks, if you go into Social Blade, I'm going to do this with my channel. Social Blade is giving me a B minus. I would like for that to be higher, but I mean, it is what it is. That's better than an F, right? They're giving me a B minus. They said I have 821 uploads, 26.2K subs. Oh, sorry. This is small for you guys. Okay. Over 2 million, almost 3 million video views. But this is what they're giving me a B minus. That's okay, Social Blade. I mean, I don't think that's bad. Let's see. And then you can look at, I'm being vulnerable now, guys. Yes, I am showing you my algorithm stuff here. Monthly gain video views. So my video views have increased. And monthly gain subscribers, this sucker goes up and down. Up and down, up and down. And now I'm kind of stagnant. That doesn't surprise me. That's it. It happens. I mean, it was better than it was in September, but it goes up and it goes down and up and up and up and up. But I got a B minus. That's where I'm at. That's all right, though. Like I said, that's better than the F. But you can check it, guys. Oh, Betsy said, Sabby, I'd give you an A+. Oh, hey, I try. But Social Blade, if you want to check that out, it's free. You just type it in and you can look up, you can do this for any channel, right? So, yeah. Gamer said Sabby should have 100K subs by now. I mean, if I was on the old algorithm, yeah, so much has changed. So much has changed, you guys. Oh, let me get to some of these comments. Almost forgot. But yeah, the suppression is real. And that doesn't mean like I said, like we all have hits and misses. There may be things that other reasons where people are just like, okay, I'm not watching this anymore. But the differences that I showed you are pretty significant. They're huge. And I don't think that many people walked away. You see what I'm saying? And the time frame was the same. Thank you for the super sticker, Marcia. Thank you for the super chat. None of your business. The suppression probably matches feds on Twitter. I was thinking about that. None of your business. JB says, this is why we ask you to, this is why we ask you to hit the like and share as much as possible because of the suppression. My channel is tiny and I try to advertise my channel. This is why we tell you hit that like button because that really does affect, that has an effect on the algorithm. Believe it or not. Andrew, thank you so much for the super chat. Wasn't Katie fired from the Hill 9 months ago? That was like 2 months ago. That was fairly recent. That was fair. In fact, don't I have? No, that was fairly recent. Yes, here it is. Right here. 2 months ago, canceled by the Hill, 71 views. That was 2 months ago. Marcus says you can search the political matrix by name and barely find us. Jack Meyer, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for all the great shows, Sabby. Thank you so much. And I like your little dog. And thank you for the super chat, Yanaya. Happened on my channel. It's been happening to a lot of people. Betsy says, Sabby, could it also be that people unsubscribed when they went back to brunch after Biden got elected? That could be part of it as well. But to go from like 1 million views to like, you see the difference. I recommend, I'm going to show you something in just a second. I'm going to show you something. We're going to test this out. Thank you for the super chat, Joker. I have seen a lot of ordinary people blow up on TikTok very quickly. I've seen that too. TikTok will cancel you fast too. They'll suspend you like that. Thank you for the super chat, KD7. Anytime I search for Matt Orfala's videos, the only results I get are pages and pages of CNN, MSNBC, NBC, or Fox videos. Yeah, he's another one that is, yeah. I think he's been given strikes. I have to go back and check Twitter, but I know he's been censored heavily. Thank you for the super chat. Willem says FHL. Oh, that must have been how you found me. And thank you for the super sticker, JM. Let's test this out. Let me pull this back in. I'm going to take a title. Let's go with this one. Canceled by the Hill. Canceled by the Hill. Doesn't let you copy and paste on here. I might have to go into a different one. Let's go into this one. Canceled by the Hill. All right. Now, this one, Canceled by the Hill. There's the Hill. That's the same discussion when Katie was removed. That's Rising. This is Knox Hill. This has nothing to do. This isn't even the title. Canceled by the Hill. That's not the title. But here's Katie's video here, Canceled by the Hill. So your chances of seeing this, if you search for that, is going to be pretty good because it's the third video. Most people aren't going to scroll all the way down. That's a big part of the problem. But let's do this with someone else. You brought up a good point here, Betsy. Let's go to let's go to Bad Faith because hers are interview related. Oh man, Bree, do you have one with the short title? Let's go to recently uploaded. Let's see. Because it doesn't let me copy. Oh boy, I need one that's not. Here we go. I'm sorry. I needed one that didn't have a long time. Okay, I can copy and paste here. Joe Biden abandons the rail workers. Let's go back to the other tab here. Copy and paste. Let's see how this one does. All right, that one comes up. First result, first search. That's good. That's good. So that's good for Bree. Let's see. We'll do it with someone else. Let's try status quo. Let's see. Most recent video. Oh boy, Sabby don't do long title. Let's go with the Lee Harvey one because this is the one that was trending.
So that's where.
And see what they did here? You see how they put this disclaimer under here under the video? That hurts your videos. You guys know that? When YouTube comes in and they put these disclaimers under your video, that can actually hurt the video. Let me highlight this. Let's see how this one works. Whoopsie. Oh, that's Russell Brand again. Okay, we're not bringing him back in. So let's see. Let's see if it brings them up. All right, so it does. Good. Because at one point in time, when I was copying and pasting titles, it wasn't even bringing those channels up. Like, that's why I was like, what? Where you can type in the exact title and it doesn't bring it up. What the freak, man? Come on, come on, come on. But we didn't check this one, but we could check it. Like, let's see. This, I'm going to put breaking points up here just to show one thing. Now, Breaking Points has over 853K subscribers, right? This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. This video was published 8 hours ago or uploaded 8 hours ago. It has 21K views. 10 hours ago, 22K views. 1 day ago, 36K views. Now, granted, they put out multiple videos, and I totally get that. Now, this one broke through. Massive IRS scandal revealed in Trump taxes, over 109K views. Some of these are breaking through. Some of them are not. 39K views. Rob is really good at this. Rob Durden, he's really good at determining the like ratio versus the amount of views. Let's go to this video right here. Let's see how many likes that video got. I want to show you guys something. Where's the one that broke through? This one. Okay, let's go here.
We finally, after many house to get their hands.
Sorry. All right. Let's see. Okay, this one that broke through, 2.7K likes. This one has over 109K views. All right. Let's go back. Let's go to one of the ones. That's foreign policy. Let's try to steer away from that because not everybody is into foreign policy. So those videos sometimes are going to get not as many views. This one, 8 hours ago, Democrats push to block a Trump 2024 run. Let's look at the likes.
All right, guys, we have a new effort from Democrats to
get away. 844 likes. This is what I wanted you guys to see. 844 likes, 21K views. 844 likes, 21K views. Somebody remember those numbers for me. 844 likes, 21K views. All right, I'm going to do a little test here. We're going to go to my channel because I want to see something. Because I know I have videos that have about that range of likes. All right, let's go to the popular vids. Whee! All right, I said 21K views. Okay, this one right here, Brianna Joy Gray gets attacked by liberals, 26K views, 23K views. Do I have one that's 21? Matt Taibbi, schools, Chris Cuomo, 21K views. Let's see how many likes I got. Uh-oh, you guys don't need to hear that again. 1.3K likes. Now, if I got 1.3K likes, technically, this video should have more than 21K views. I'm putting this in the chat. Okay, so you have breaking points. I'm putting this here. BP, 844 likes, 21K views. Sabby, 1.3K likes, 21K views. So yes, there's suppression with breaking points as well, but obviously, as you look at the numbers, I'm being more suppressed than they are. If they got 844 likes, that video got 21K views. This video that I just showed you with Bree got 1.3K likes and got 21K views. If I got more likes, this video should have been pushed out in the algorithm more. Thus, it would have received more views. This is another thing they do. Oh, the quantum alchemist. That's so sweet. We got the math people. Quantum says, no, right, 26K views, 1.3 clicks was right. Ratio of about 1 to 2. Yeah, this is 21K views. Let me go back. 21K views. 1.3 3K likes. So if I had 1.3K likes, this video should have received more than 21K views. There's another one I think that's like this with Max Blumenthal. Where's that video? That was recent. Where's Max Blumenthal? I thought you were here. That was a live, right? Where's that? I know it's the Max Blumenthal one because I know that one got. Man, how long ago? I thought that was recent, right? Yeah. Yeah. Max Blumenthal should be right around this one. 16K views. Let me see how many likes this video got. Pause. Max Blumenthal. This video got 1.9K. Who's my math person in the chat? Okay. The Max Blumenthal video, the interview was 1.9K likes. This video has 16K views. This video also should have more views. So you guys see what's happening here? If I have a video that has almost 2,000 likes, this video should have been pushed out in the algorithm more. I don't know. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. I think Eric summed this up. Eric says, but by my calculation, you should have had something like 32K views. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. I was like, where's the math, people? Thank you. That's what I thought. I thought that was not right. I'd say around 47K views for the Max B. Thank you, Eric. You guys see, this is how they do it. Multiple ways that they suppress you. Oh, well. I'll take the comments on Rockfin, Eric. I didn't mean to talk about this that long. Damn. Here we go. Thank you so much for the tip on Rockfin, JVB. Sabby Sabs received a tip. Thank you. Roger, thank you for this tip as well. We are in the distribution of news companies. We don't produce news ourselves. And of course, like if someone like out of their garage can uploaded a video and said their point of view about what happened with the news, but we're not going to recommend that when there's a breaking news event. We're going to recommend companies that we know have a long tradition of delivering reliable news. We decide what is on our side, but what we do is we say there are certain types of information that we know are not true, and it's harmful if people get the wrong information. That is from Susan Wojcicki, YouTube CEO on 60 Minutes interview. Oh, yeah, I think I've seen that, Roger. I think I've seen her say that before. Here's the link if you want to put it in your YouTube chat. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. So that was a little bit of a case study there, you guys. So I hope it showed you something. And I want to give a shout out here to Zero Joshua for being a Sabby member for 3 months. Keep being you, Sabs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Monarch said something else, Sabby. YouTube now relies on YouTubers gathering sponsors to project even more viewers. Yeah. I get sponsorship offers every day. They email me every day. Okay. And every time I turn them down because I want to be independent. They all talk a good game until they realize what I'm really talking about. And then they're like, oh. Thank you for the super chat. None of your business. You don't pay like Pfizer. That's true too. That is true too. Yeah, so things have changed. Sorry to talk for that long. I definitely went over my time. So, all right, guys, please have a wonderful, wonderful holiday this weekend. I hope you guys have fun with your family and all the peeps and the friends and all that good stuff. But I'm going to enjoy time with family this weekend. I hope you guys do too. I'll be back on Monday. Have a good weekend, guys. I really do appreciate you hanging out here with me. And we'll just keep doing a damn thing. How about that? All right, guys. You know how we do this. Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a good night. Keep up the fight.